Hello there, this is Kush Sharma, your photography and video making instructor, and today I've got a very exciting tutorial for you because I'm going to be showing you how to create your logo or your watermark or both of these things very quickly. So let's get started straight away. What I want you to do is I want you to go to Google and just type Adobe free logo maker. Okay, now before I click on this, I just want to tell you this is not one of those tutorials where I'll be showing you how to design something from scratch, like how, let's say, a graphic designer would design a logo, okay, maybe in Photoshop, maybe in Illustrator. This is more a ready for you approach, that the logo is almost done for you. You basically are going to be making the choice of design, okay, as you're going to find out. So this is not something where I'm teaching you designing from scratch. I should just point that out right now. But trust me, this is going to be very fast and very easy. So we're going to be using this link here. And I've also given this link in the description if you are not able to find this. And then you're just simply going to click on create your logo now. And you're going to see how quick this is. So the first thing it'll ask you is, tell us about your logo, okay, so that it just gets an idea. This logo maker is going to do most of the job on its own. So let's say, since we are all photographers, we're going to be typing my photography business is called whatever your you'll be just typing in your name. For example, I've just written Kush Sharma photography here and a slogan. So let's say I'm a food photographer in Pune, or let's say a portrait photographer in Pune, or whatever slogan you want to have. You can give it here. That's just like a tagline to your business, okay? Then you're going to click on next, and then it's going to ask you choose a style. So you can go at, when you're doing this on your own, you can maybe just try with everything. Since bold is given here first, and I've often seen when I've tried this results in good ones, even modern results in decent designs. I haven't tried too much of elegant and decorative. So we're going to stick with the first one, which is bold. So I'm going to select this, and we're just going to click on next. Then it's going to ask us which icon do you want. So the style was just about the style of the logo, which is ultimately going to come in front of us. But an icon for us, for example, it will be related to a camera, right? So it's already there. Otherwise, you can even search for a keyword here if you're in some other industry. So you can actually use this tutorial for any sort of business, to be frank. So here we are all about photography. So let's look for a nice looking camera here. Maybe something like this. I think this looks really nice and clean. So I'm going to select this and click on next. And that's it. That's all you have to do. So this is going to work like magic, because it'll just basically, it's almost like this virtual graphic designer has just done the job for you. And it's just presenting all these options nicely in front of you for you to have a look and select one of these. Okay, now again, I'm not going to take too much time here. Maybe I might end up right now selecting something which was not the best. Obviously, when you're doing it for your real business, make sure you go through it properly and select whichever you like. Okay, right now I'm just going to go on the top, and just my eye caught this one. I really like this. Was clean. The slogan was nice, and it's okay. Maybe it's reduced my name to the initials, which I don't like. So let me just see another one. Though, by the way, I'm just going to tell you that you can actually edit this also, okay, later on. But anyway, right now, let's just make things slightly easier. I like this one also, but okay. So I think this is fine. So some of the ones that you're actually going to find will actually be without the slogan. If you're fine with that, that's also fine. Okay, let me just select something quickly here, okay? So let me just select this one, okay? Because this has name and everything. And here, what I can do is, first of all, when you select something, you can make a few changes here. I'll also show you how to make even more advanced changes. But let's say, for example, I can click on this color option, and it can just present different colors to me. Okay, like this. You see, I like this, so I'll keep this. You can even change the font just by clicking on it. It'll show you different fonts. But again, most of it is automated, right? You're not really doing things totally in a very manual way. So that is the downside here, but I will tell you how to correct that. You can also undo things and things like that. Now, here you'll see a button which says customize. I'm seeing customize more, but the chances are, if you're doing this for the first time, you'll see something like sign in to customize more. Sign into your Adobe account to customize more. So just do that. Create an Adobe account if you don't have one, and then click on it, and then I'll show you what happens. So if I just click on customize more, this will actually open up like an online software kind of a thing, which will really just enable you to really edit this totally. Okay, now I'm also going to be telling you I'm not such a big fan of that, okay, because it does, you can change the colors and all here, but you just, if you don't have the eye for design, you might actually end up, just making a mess of it also. That's quite possible because the colors that they select, it's all according to some logic. And if we are not good with this, probably should avoid all this. But I just want to show you. You can click on here, you can like change the color. Maybe I wanted to have more control and maybe wanted a yellow color. I wanted to change the color of this. I wanted something like green. And I can do this. And then once you're done with it, I know that looks terrible just to show you. But once you're done with this, you can click on download here, okay? But when you're doing this for the first time, there's absolutely no harm if I just click on back here, okay? Oops. Right, so here is our logo again. So when you're doing it for the first time, you can actually there's no harm, especially if you're doing this for the watermark, there's no harm to just select anything here. For example, let's say I choose this and just click on download, because what's going to happen is a zip file will download, and let me show you. If I open this up in a folder and I just extract this, okay, what you're going to find out is the main thing that we're looking out, especially if you're looking out for a watermark, is we want this. Okay, first of all, that it should be a transparent file, which means there's nothing on the background. It's already been deleted. So if you put this on a picture, like we're going to do in just some time from now, it's basically just going to look like a proper watermark. So it's a PNG file, as you can see here. So that's the advantage. It gives you a white version of that. It also gives you a black version of the PNG file. Okay, so you're going to see the magic of it when I actually open this image up in Photoshop and use this as a watermark on our image. Let's do that. All right, so I've just opened up this image, which is one of my favorite images, by the way. I had taken this in Auckland back in 2017. This is a long exposure shot, as you can see here. And we're going to be putting the watermark that we just created right here. I know it doesn't absolutely make sense because it was portrait photographer in Pune, the slogan, but that right now doesn't mean too much, to be frank, okay? So here, the best part that I want to show you now is that, remember, we had got straight away, just by clicking the download button, we just got these four things. And now this image is, let's say I want to put this watermark on the left side here, and you can see it's a bit dark here, right? So probably white would be the best choice here. And oftentimes you will be using white or black. Black, obviously, if the image was bright. And that's why I like just directly clicking on the download button, because it just gives you these options. Okay, maybe for your logo, you can definitely click on that customize more option. But definitely for your watermark, you will need the white and black versions and not always your color version. In fact, I would say almost 99% of the times you will be dealing with mainly white or sometimes black also. Okay, so let me open this up. And this is going to open up, and to be frank, you can do this in any software, Lightroom, Snapseed. I'm just showing you this in Photoshop because you have complete control over how it looks. So I've just dragged it over to this image. So you can see now we don't have the background behind it. That is itself such a good thing that Adobe Logo Maker did for us, because now we can just move it anywhere, right? That's the advantage of having a PNG image. And now you can see this list is layer 1. I can edit this. I could have clicked Control or Command and T, but in fact, I'm going to do that. So we just press Control or Command plus T. That brings us this. So I can just scale it. So maybe I just want to make it slightly smaller, maybe on this side. Okay. And one thing that I like to do is this looks too loud. So I do want it to be a bit subtle, so I can decrease the opacity of this layer. So I usually keep my watermarks, actually depends on the watermark also, but usually in this range, 15 to 20% has to be very subtle. Okay. Now, of course, if you are giving this to a sensitive person, or rather I wouldn't say a sensitive person, but the delivery or the work is very sensitive and you're just not sure whether your image might be stolen. In that case, absolutely don't just decrease the opacity, do that also, but make it really big and make it somewhere in the center so it's very tough to remove your logo. Okay, so you can do all that in Photoshop also. But right now you can see this looks really professional, really nice. And this was done literally in minutes. And then you can just save this image and be done with it. Now, before I end this video, I just want to show you a couple of alternative options to make your logo and watermark also. All right, so by any chance, if the Adobe Logo Maker is not there anymore, when you're watching this, one of the other websites that you can use is called logomaker.com, which is MAKR.com without the E. Okay, there's also a website called Logo Maker with the E that is also used. Okay, so both of them are popular, but this one without the E, this website is more popular. Okay, and this is more of a manual approach. Like you can click on Start My Design and then create a new design, and you basically get this whole thing. And you can either choose to start with a design template where you'll get something similar to what we saw before. But here, like for example, I click on this, I will then have to, like for example, remove this lighthouse on my own and then search for some graphics, like for example, camera. And let's say I choose this, and then it'll come here, and you can see it's more of a manual approach. Okay. And finally, if you don't want to do this on your own, okay, and that is also perfectly fine. If you really want a professional logo, which will ultimately get turned into your watermark also, because your watermark is nothing but your logo, right? You can go to a website like Fiverr.com. I use this website a lot. Here, basically, it's a completely different game. You're just looking for a freelancer to do the work for you, okay? But they do it at a much cheaper rate than other websites. So for example, here, you can say logo designer, okay? And initially, this website used to be called Fiverr.com because each job used to be done for $5. That's not the case anymore. Okay, the prices have risen. So Fiverr doesn't make sense, but still a cheap website. And here what you can do is you'll find a lot of people like that. For example, you can click on their profile. You can go through their work that they've done for their clients like this. And if you like them, you can continue, make the payment, and then give them all the details and they'll do the work for you. I use Fiverr a lot when I really need something seriously done, which I think I'm not capable of doing on my own. And logos definitely fall in that category. Okay, so anyway, just wanted to show you a couple of other options. I hope that this video was useful for you. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And just one last thing. If you are interested in learning the art of photography and videography, then do check out my detailed online courses. The link will be given in the description of this video. Bye for now.